Hello, hello everyone. AmyR here from Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to the Face Card Making Space. We are live, uncut, unfiltered, crafty chaos at its finest. Seems like everything is working. We're doing a little bit of a slightly different. On your guys' end, everything should be the same. The unpaid intern, aka Chris, aka basically my husband, without the paperwork. Because someone got very upset about that, apparently, that I did not properly introduce him. I don't know. We've been together a lot of years. He has been helping moderate my lives since pretty much the beginning. He's upstairs today. He is upstairs helping moderate from his end because he's not feeling well, and I don't want to get sick. Because usually when stuff's going around, I end up being the last to get it, and it just wipes me out. So he's upstairs moderating, where we got our phones ready in case whatever. We'll see. We'll see. And let's just hope the tech cooperates. It wasn't cooperating last week. That's why I skipped the live. It was just the stress of it all. I was like, not worth it. So, other housekeeping, as always. Whatever I use, I link to, whether it's during a live or my regular videos. I always have supply lists, and I link to absolutely everything that I possibly can. 99% reason is because if I forget to link something, that's what I get the emails about. So it's a convenient thing. But my links are affiliate links. All that means is that if you click on one of my links and end up ordering something, and it doesn't have to be that specific item. This generally applies with most affiliates. Say you click on the stamp set I used, and then you decide to order something completely different. It doesn't matter. If you use that link, though, and end up ordering, I get a little kickback from that. It does not cost you anything, because I wouldn't use it otherwise. And that's over the month, it adds up, and that's what helps pay the bills, keeps the heaters going, enables me to bring content. So I think that was everything. Oh, and then the last little housekeeping with the whole, because we do, I give away the cards I make during the lives. I have a nice little pile. It's always like everything's opposite. Behind me of the last, I don't know, however many lives, since like November, because of the Canada Post strike, which is technically over. But I am not mailing anything till probably end of January. Like, I am giving them as much leeway as possible because they have, last I heard, it was like 15 million packages to catch up on. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. I'm still waiting on things. Things are still chaotic. So I'm not entering the post office till like the end of January. Because I have a fear that if I tried mailing out anything, it's just going to get completely lost anyway. So that's that on that. So we're still going to give the cards away, and I'm just going to keep adding them to the pile, and then I'll deal with it in like a month. Something. That's kind of where we're going with that. I think that's all of the housekeeping. And yeah. Oh, and yes, my nail polish. It looks nice on camera. It's already starting to chip because it's been a while. Mooncat is the brand. Mercury's Tears is the color, and they're like, I go for always the sparkly shiny things because sparkle nail polish also hides more flaws, because you guys have seen in all my videos, I don't wear flat colors. I don't have time for that because I paint my nails like once every couple weeks if I'm lucky, and I went months with Stamptember and all the chaos and just so many things. This is the first time I've painted my nails in literal months, and I need to fix them already. I've already broken one, and then I don't want to like give everyone the finger. Anyway, they're pretty though. Woo. So, hey Mari, I got a box yesterday I thought would never be found. Oh, I hope. I have a couple a couple of really important ones. One was like a big order that is just being held, but so that one I'm not as worried about. But the other one I'm waiting on, that like the tracking isn't even working on it. So and I need it soon. It's for upcoming release, and we'll see. Doesn't help that there's also holidays in there, so we'll see. Anyway, So yeah, hello to everybody. I think everything is good. Plus the post lady is going to give you the evil eye again. Yeah, that too. I just not mailing out anything. My poor patrons, I have like that bin behind me is full of Christmas cards because they're gonna be belated. I'll deal with it in a month. I'm not even, just gives me extra time anyway because that's a lot. It's a lot. Anywho, okay, we're gonna do some card making. Do. Okay, everything should be good. Let's go down. Oh, figuring out all the things, making sure everything's working. Okay, what am I doing? I don't even know. I pulled out all my supplies and then my brain went completely blank. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Love Mooncat, love the Star Wars release. Oh, I got those. That was a little Christmas treat to myself. I ordered the Star Wars polishes. Yeah. When I get some time to deal with these again, I might have to paint my nails with some Star Wars colors. So anyway, I got hair. Okay, what am I doing? I've got stencils, and this will be for the sentiment. We'll get to that later. And an embossing folder, and some cardstock. I don't need any of the other stuff. I just need these. So we'll deal with all of that later. Doodly doo. And then, okay, so I got my little grippy mat. I've shown this before. I did not come up with this brilliant idea. That was Lydia Evans that works at Altenew. She showed it in a video. The mesh bags that I would assume most of us have. I have a pile of them. I use them for everything. Any of the grip mats, like the photopolymer grip mats there's many brands. I've said this a million times. I have multiple brands of these. Do you need multiples? No. But because I do this as a job and I work with different brands, I have so many. And my absolute biggest frustration with them was I always kept like the acetate sheet, to keep them from getting dusty and gunky, all the things. But peeling that off every time, I don't even have words for how frustrating it was. So mesh bags, whatever the material is, these go in great, and you can put multiples in if you want. If you have more than one though, I wouldn't put like touching photopolymer, more so because then you would have to peel that up. I wouldn't do that. So, but I always keep like an acetate sheet because they always come with like grid sheets. Usually there's two sides, so I always keep an acetate sheet on the back because I don't like mine sticking to my glass surface for the most part. So I would stick like one and then I could stick another one, so anyway, we got that. And I'll get to the sentiment set in a bit. Everything's linked though in the description box below the video and in the pinned at the top of the chat. And okay, so yeah, there's my grip mat. We'll use that in a minute. And then my main thing. This is the Simon Says Stamps Tumbling Flowers embossing folder. It does come with a little cutting die that cuts out one of the flowers. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use that or not. I might use that on the inside, like just a little boop, But there's the embossing folder. And then there's a stencil set. You can get it as a bundle and it all comes together, or you can get it separately. But there's the Tumbling Flowers stencil set. And this coordinates with this, which I was like, oh, I do love me coordinated stencils, all the things. So this has 5 stencils. So it's a big stencil set. So we're going to emboss and we're going to stencil, and then we're going to add like splatter, and also a fun way to add like sort of a gilded effect that I've never done before. And I thought I would try it live because, why not be chaotic? We'll see. So we got to emboss this first. Let's emboss our cardstock. So we got some white cardstock. This is just Simon's 120 pound smooth white cardstock. And I'm just going to line it up just like so. Good. And then with the Anna Griffin Empress machine and Simon's embossing folders because it does vary. Depends on, like, it literally varies by brand. So there is no set, like, manufacturer thing. So the thickness of the folders just varies. So you always got to like test. And like I always say, if you're running something through your die cut machine, if it's not going through, don't force it. You know, you can break your folder, break your machine, not fun. But for the Anna Griffin Empress machine and Simon's 3D embossing folders, one cutting plate, folder, that's all you need. I don't have a die cut cam. I keep wanting to add one, but considering how many tech issues I have, I've been too scared to add a third camera. Until I can get both of these cameras to just work in tandem and do their job, I'm just like, I don't want to add another one because I think I'll blow everything up. So there's our embossing. Super pretty. Even just on its own, if you wanted to do like a really just a monochromatic card, even just in white, it's just pretty. It's just pretty, but we're gonna use the stencils. Okay, so this is why I got the grit mat out. It's weird. I haven't been live in so long that it's just, I gotta remind myself. I gotta remind myself how everything works again because I don't remember. All right. So I'm gonna use Pawsitively saturated inks in jewel tones because that's just the mood I was in today. I was struggling with a color combo and then I was like, oh, jewel tones. You can't go wrong with jewel tones. They always work. And I need to move my brushes because now I can't see everyone's chat. There we go. Now I can see everyone. All right. So I need brushes. I need a purple and this color. And oh, this one's going to get interesting. We'll use that for that one. I need a brown for that one. This one, I guess I'll just do blue. That'll work. That'll work. Whatever. And I lost my cloth. Okay, get back here. Found it. We're good. We're good. Okay. There we go. Got those. I got, how do I want to, I don't think it really matters. Let's first get these like lined up. They're going to go like that. Yes. So those are the centers. And then we've got all of our other little bits. This one I'll do with the lighter purple, pink, darker purple. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it. All right. Let's line it up, which is pretty simple. Just like so. And we'll start with the lighter purple, which is amethyst. Amethyst. So, go like that. And then we'll do some blending. It's going to be super simple, which is exactly what I need because it's been a long year. Yeah. Okay. And I'm kind of keeping it like sort of darker towards the edges, the tips of the petals, and somewhat lighter in the centers. Does it really matter? No. I think you can kind of do whatever you want. And if you wanted to, you could just slap the color like right on and it would look fine too, in my opinion. Do you have, I assume you meant Concord and Ninth ink pads? Yes, I have them. They're very pretty. I've used them in many, many videos. The Concord and Ninth inks are very, very similar in formula to the Simon Says Stamp Pawsitively Saturated inks. So I've used them like kind of interchangeably because they just work. Do you need both No. Do we need any of the things we use? No. Did I need both sets? No, but I like the Concord Night colors. They kind of fill out some of the areas that Simon doesn't have. So, yeah. But yeah, they're nice. They're very nice inks and lots of nice colors. And yeah, the formula is very, and the ink pads are the same. The same, because the Simon inks, Concord and Ninth inks, Rainbow Splash, which is also by Simon Says Stamp. And there might be other brands out there, but I can't confirm because I don't have them. But these have a foam ink pad, whereas most other brands, and especially if you've been doing this for a long time, you know what I'm talking about. They have the felt with the linen top. Just different types. Both are great. I jump around with so many different types of inks. Just depends on my mood, really. So, yeah. Doop, doop, doop. And yeah, Carol got to that question before I saw it. I'm like a mind reader. I'm like such a genius. Okay, so that was the amethyst. Yeah, okay. I'm just like trying to remember what I'm doing. Yeah. And then this one, we're gonna do with the taffy color. Just get it lined up on those flowers. Doop, doop, doop. Yes, Distress inks, they are felt and linen. Altenew Fresh Dye inks are felt and linen. And I think Hero Arts is felt and linen, and then Gina K, I think, is felt and linen. Again, I can't comment on some of the brands because I don't have like the physical ink pads, but just from what I've seen, that's what I assume. And yeah, it just depends. The only thing you really need to that takes some getting used to, if you're not used to ink pads like this that have just the foam, the only thing that takes a little getting used to is if you're stamping with them, you use very light pressure, because the foam is more smushy. So, and especially if they're brand new, because when they say positively saturated, they mean it. They're full of ink. So when you go to stamp with them, like I barely touch. You'll know, but you just do just little light taps to ink up your stamp, and yeah, it works. So anyway, doodly doodly doo. I don't like the foam pads. They dry out way too. Oh, I had no problem with these drying out. And I forget when they first started releasing these. Goodness. It's been a couple years since the first ones came out, and like some I've re-inked because I've used up like all the ink in the pad, but I haven't had any of them dry out like at all. And I would definitely tell people if that was happening, because things especially here, our climate is dry and my garage gets, cold and hot and all the things. But yeah, I've had no problems with the foaming pads, like at all. So yeah, as long as the lid's on them, they should be good to go. Okay. And yes, I hope everyone had good holidays. We have New Year's coming. And yeah, I got too much on my plate and my brain is like pure mush. It's pretty much me on a good day anyway, so not really anything to complain about. Okay. So this, I think I mentioned this was Taffy. Taffy. Again, jewel tones, nice, super deep colors. So put some of that on there. Just like so. Okay. Doodly doo. Get that up. It's coming together. It's coming together. Okay. And then the last floral parts. Yes. So the third stencil. There we go. And then I've got iris. So like a purpley blue shade. Actually, I'll use the purple brush again for this. Just because I don't really want to get this color all over my blue ink pad. So we'll use this one. What was a Christmas highlight? Honestly, we keep everything low key. Like super low key. Chris and I made our typical, we even keep like our dinner like low key for like Christmas. We do the same thing at Thanksgiving. It's always pretty much the same. We haven't yet, you know, tried anything different. It's always like turkey, mashed taters, carrots, peas, gravy, and then leftovers for a week afterwards, which that is what we live for, is the leftovers. It's like we cook like fiends for an entire day and then we don't have to cook again for a week. It's wonderful. Love it. Turkey sandwiches for the win, which will be my supper this evening. Yeah. So we got that. And then I was like, my brain is just, I'm all over the place. Okay. Now we have to do the greenery, which, here we go. With my lighting, sometimes it's hard to see where everything is. There we go. Oh, and stuffing. Yes. And I did, the stuffing this year ended up being like perfection. And you know, Chris, I think the reason too was I prepped the stuffing the night before and I just do it in the slow cooker. But that's like the most time consuming thing is the stuffing. So we did it all up, chopped up the veg, ripped up the buns, like stuck it all in the slow cooker and then didn't turn it on till the morning. And I think that's why it was so good, because all the flavors got a chance to get to know each other. This is Raindrop ink, by the way. So yeah, good times. Let's get some, there we go. Okay. So very blue toned greenery. But again, jewel tones. I love jewel tones. There we go. My stuffing this year was so good. That's funny, Mari. Like, maybe it was just something was in the air. Because sometimes it's a hit and a miss. You never know. You never know. Okay. Add all the little bits of the greenery. Traditional Thanksgiving, but Christmas is enchiladas and finger foods. Ooh, that would be good. I should do that for New Year's, technically. That would be good, too. But yeah. We keep everything low-key, and then New Year's, Chris and I don't do anything. Like, we're hermits. We stay at home. We didn't even stay. I can't even remember the last time we stayed up till midnight. It's like, we just don't care. We're asleep. We're old. There we go. Okay. I think I'm happy with this. Doobly dooblies. Okay. We'll do that. And then yes. I love those colors. Like, you can't go wrong with these colors. Seriously. Like, how pretty is that? How pretty is that? Seriously. And so little effort. Okay. Now the flower centers. Which... There we go. Yep. Okay. Flower centers. For that, I just chose Gingerbread ink kit. Off of there. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then, doop, 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 doop. Just get that ink in there so that the flowers have their little centers. simple, simple. Okay, just reading everybody's comments, making sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, okay. Everything should be good. Everything should be good. You know? Mm-hmm. How cute is that? Seriously. Seriously. Okay. So, that's what I've got so far. Just pretty, you know? Just pretty. Now, let me get all my little blending brushes out of the way. Purple, where do you go? You go over here somewhere. Purple, okay. Because if I clean up as I go, I'm starting to sweat. Everything's wonderful. Turn off that heater. Okay, so we're gonna... Melinda, we live in Saskatchewan. So, okay. Now, the Gilded effect. I lost my other little handle. This is something I saw Michelle Short do, and she does little videos for the Altenew channel. She does little and they're always tags, which I love. And she did this a month or two ago, I forget. And I was like, I never would have thought to do it that way. I thought it was a really neat idea. So, yeah, you just need metallic watercolors. Try not to throw them. I'm using just my Gansai Tambi watercolor, my go-to palette that, I've hit. I'm almost used that one up, almost used that one up, almost used that one up. We're getting there. They're almost used up. So we got metallic watercolors, and then this one is the tiny blending tool. It's just itty bitty baby. This is the regular, I think this one they called the mini. This is the standard one we all have. This would work too. This just is smaller. I don't think it really matters. Just a foam applicator is all you need, honestly. So yeah, I got one of these little dudes, and then I need, obviously, a brush will help. This will work. A brush will help, and then we're gonna add some water. Where's my water? To my metallic watercolor. Because if you've never worked with metallic watercolors, they need either some elbow grease or just some time. It's not like your traditional watercolors where you can just take a wet brush and touch it and immediately get color payoff. Metallics need to be worked in to work properly. I'm also going to need stencils that I was using. And I'm not gonna or am I gonna clean off my stencils? Should I? I'm gonna clean my stencils while this sits for a second, just so I'm not picking up a bunch of the color. Does it really matter? Not really, but OCD, So you technically can just clean these inks, clean up with water. However, this dries faster. This is just isopropyl alcohol, 70%. I have it in a spray bottle because that's how I'm able to get it. Thing to remember, do not use but I mean it. You do not use alcohol on photopolymer. So that your grip mats, your clear stamps, everything, do not use alcohol on them. It will ruin them over time. If you've done it in the past and you've had no problems, that's fine. I only use the alcohol to clean stencils, my glasswork surface, etc. Can you clean these with water? Yes, totally. The thing, though, that I like alcohol for is, during lives, it dries quickly. And it also cuts through, because some of these colors will stain the stencils. Is it the end of the world? No. Doesn't faze me. But the alcohol does the trick. So, quick, easy, and the alcohol does not affect this type of, stencils. But not good for photopolymer. So don't use it on your photopolymer. So just spray, wipe, and it's dry, and we're good to go. Life is great. Burp. There we go. Okay. There we go. How in the world did you learn how to spell, let alone pronounce Saskatchewan? Well, one, we were born here, so you just grow up with it. But really, you spell it and say it like it's spelled. Saskatchewan. It throws everyone off, and I kind of find it funny because it's not like Uzbekistan or something. You know, like some of the Middle Eastern countries and provinces are very difficult to pronounce and spell. But Saskatchewan is easy. But I can say that because, you know, we live here. Mari is very close to me, which is funny because her and I didn't meet until like almost a couple years ago. And we literally live 5 minutes from each other. Okay. I got my stencil. Back to what I was doing here. So, gonna line it up again. My watercolor has been sitting for a while, so it's good and softened now. So then I can take yes. Yeah, and Chris is answering all the things in the chat. He's doing good. So now it's all creamy, as Tim says, creamy dreamy. So I'm gonna take a bit of that. Any non-pour, you know, you can stick it on your grip mat, whatever. You just want a little bit of the pretty metallic. And then you take your little sponge applicator, and I'm just gonna start mushing it on. Now, I'm not pressing it, and I'll zoom in. Warning, zooming in. I'm not soaking the applicator tool, you know, like I'm like kind of just picking up a little bit of it and then like kind of pouncing it off a bit. Because I don't, if you go in with like a full soaking, it's going to cover it. And then I'm just like lightly tapping it. And it's going to give, there we go. When I tilt it in light, you can see what's happening. It's pretty. So Michelle Short is brilliant. She comes up with some really cool ideas. Now let me realign my stencil because I'm all over the place here. And I'm getting distracted by the shinies. Oh, this is going to be... Oh, I'm already like so happy with this. Oh, yes. Yes. For the win. Don't forget the middle flower. Oh, I love it. I love it already. How pretty is that? Love it. Michelle Short, you're a genius. Ugh. And it's just another great way to use these metallic watercolors that, you know, I'm kind of sort of obsessed with. And of course, we are still going to splatter. Like, you guys know. You guys know. Okay. We're just going to keep repeating and just light little tappy taps. Keeping it sort of more around the perimeter of these. Because I don't, like I said, I don't want to like cover them. Which for me is difficult because I do have a heavy hand and I like to just, you know, ream on everything. Oh, I like so much. So much. And yeah, it doesn't look like much until you tilt, like on camera. In real life, it's so much prettier, but look at it. Love it. Okay. I'm so glad this turned out because when you do this for the first time live, it's like, We have no idea what's going to happen here. Okay. There we go. Yes. Okay. And then yep. Add some more to the purple flowers. And just work my way around. It's starting to dry out on my work surface. So I'm going to move a little. Yeah, mine is like dried out. Okay, let's add a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Okay, much better. Love it. Yes. And then, yeah, I'll be rinsing my stencils off in the sink. I'm not going to do the greenery. I just want the florals. How pretty is that? Love. Okay, so we got that. Let me move some of that stuff out of the way. Let me zoom out a little bit. Boop. Okay. So then gonna wipe up that. And then of course we're still gonna add a bit of splatter because that's what I like to do. I'm gonna need to add a bit more water to this. That should be enough. Okay. And then since we're doing splatter, of course, them's the rules. And then this guy, I am actually going to, since I'm working in here, I'm just going to spray him with water. I don't wash, like, I normally don't wash my foams. My brushes, my foams, I don't wash them. I don't have time for that. But one like this, I'm going to spray it with water, like, get it, like, really wet. Because I'm just, the watercolor will, like, harden, and I don't want it hardening in the foam. So, yeah, if I just, yeah, that got almost all of it out. And I'll probably keep this little foam dedicated to this. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'll lose it. They're small, but yeah, I basically got everything out of it. So it's good to go. So there. He's good. We're good. Everything's good. Now we can splatter. Splatter all the things. So we got that guy. We got our background. Where's my fan? There it is. I was like, where's my fan brush? I need the fan brush. Get all that going. Just like that. That's enough. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Okay. There we go. We got a bit of splatter. And then we've still got that like gilded effect. Ah, I love that. That's fun. Okay. That needs to dry. That needs to dry. Set that there. And then we need a sentiment. Don't need that anymore. Can put this there. That there. Take the tea bag. I completely forgot I had tea sitting here. Good job, Amy. But okay, sentiment. Let's do that. That is going to be, this is an oldie but goodie set. I've used it in the past multiple times. This is the Elegantly Modern Greetings stamp set. So I want to use the big thanks sentiment. And yes, there are coordinating wafer dies. And there is also a hot foil set for the large sentiments. I had contemplated hot foiling the sentiment, but my Glimmer hot foil machine's under a pile of things, and I wasn't willing to risk it for this live. I've done hot foiling live in the past because I'm crazy, but I just wasn't in the mood for it today. Is this the right sentiment? Yes, yes it is. Okay, so we're gonna, there we go. We got our sentiment. I got a piece of black cardstock. Gonna line him up. Well, it doesn't have to be lined up because we're die cutting it, so it doesn't need to be lined up. And then we need this. Yeah, I already had my heat tool plugged in. Okay, there we go. Got my heat tool, anti-static powder. This just helps prevent the embossing powder from clinging to other areas where it doesn't belong. Good enough. And then get that back in the corner. Clear embossing ink. Where did I put it? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Clear embossing ink. And then I'm gonna stamp this multiple times because this is what I call a chunky sentiment. Any sort of sentiment or just stamp image that is larger, has more solid areas, I like to ink up and stamp multiple times. One, because usually my ink pad, especially my clear embossing ink pad, I use it so much that it usually needs to be re-inked quite often. But the more layers of the sticky ink you have, the more there is for the embossing powder to stick to. So you get a better impression. Okay, so there's that. Get that out of there for now. Go like this. White embossing powder. There we go. There we go. Okay, so white embossing powder. Get that on there. Let it sit for a second. Tap off the excess. I wasn't very good with my anti-static powder. Yeah, I can fix that. I can fix that. There we go. Get that. And then just take a little tiny brush if you really want to be persnickety. Sometimes I don't even bother, but a couple of little spots where the embossing powder still wants to be stubborn, I can just carefully remove it with a little detail brush. That's good enough. I'm not going to get super finicky with that. And then we just got to melt it with our heat tool. Yep. So the other thing to remember with heat embossing, the minute, the second, the instant that you see it go smooth, shiny, you know, you've melted it, move your heat away. If you overheat, and it doesn't take much because these things get super duper hot, but if you overheat your embossing powder, you liquefy it. Because it goes from raised, and then when it liquefies, it will sink into the cardstock. And one like this, if I'd overheated it, it would get really, really patchy. It looks flat and patchy, and it's because you've liquefied the embossing powder, and it just goes right into the cardstock. So that's why I always say heat it till it's smooth and melted, and then move the heat away. Because it doesn't take long. I did it took what, 3 seconds to melt it. So because a lot of times when people have issues with their heat embossing, 9 times out of 10, it's just overheating. Like you just watch it and it's like, okay, that's melted, move, you know? So, yeah. And then microfiber cloth just to remove, because all that excess anti-static powder, which is not nice looking. So you just buff it away with the microfiber cloth. A little bit of elbow grease. There we go. And there we go. We got our sentiment, our main sentiment anyway. And then, Melinda, this is linked. I have that listed in the supplies because I love this. It's from Picket Fence. It's like silicone or whatever. Oof, mine is filthy. Oh, so much dust accumulated on it. But yeah, it's silicone and it's rainbow and I love it. I need to get more because I want to use them as just like literal coasters and stuff. But yeah, I use that to keep my heat tool from sliding off my desk because that's actually happened, man. Not fun. Anyway, okay. So then, I got the main sentiment, and then I want to add a little sub sentiment. So I just have a scrap of white cardstock here. And I thought I could add, let me put this guy back first. And then, I was going to use just the so much sub sentiment. So thanks so much. So we're just going to stamp him. And again, it doesn't need to be straight. Oh, yeah, the kids will. Chaos. Okay, sorry. I'm like trying to do 3 things at once. I want to stamp this one. Let's do it in the Taffy ink. Why not? Okay. There we go. Gonna ink this up. Boop. Perfection. And like, see, this is what I mean. I'm trying hard to share. Even though my ink pad isn't super duper juicy because I've used a fair bit of it and I haven't re-inked it recently, it's hard to show on camera, but I just very gently tap it when I'm working with foam ink pads. Just a little gentle tappy tap, just tap it in. So excited we're getting a second Happy Gilmore. Like, I can quote so much of the first movie. Anyway, okay, so we got that. And then while I have the Misty sitting here, I'll stamp the inside of my card. Because you guys know, around here we finish the insides. So for this, I'll use the love you sentiment. Because why not? Whoever wins this, I love you so much. We'll do that. We'll just... yeah. So we'll stamp that onto the inside with that same, I'll just use the same Taffy ink. A little more aggressive this time because I have more coverage here. Ooh, and I had a hair. Good job, Amy. Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then wipe off the stamps so I don't get ink everywhere. And yes, just because this is one I see and have been seeing for years. Photopolymer stains. It just does. Mine just, and red. Red dyes, red pigments. I talk about this a lot. Red is in all forms. Hair dye, stamping inks, paints, everything. Red is almost like a fugitive pigment. It seeps into everything. So your photopolymer stamps will stain. It's just good quality photopolymer. It happens. It's not the end of the world. And do not use like harsh chemicals or things to try and like a stain stamp is a happy stamp. It's a loved stamp. It doesn't matter. It's a very odd thing that specifically in card making, and I don't know exactly why it started, but like this, I need to keep everything pristine, like brand new looking, perfection's overrated for one. But you look at like in other genres, artists and different things, and it's like their tools are just messy and splattered and covered in ink and all the things, and it's like it works great. So just trying to break that habit, people. Seriously, just stained things are okay. Anyway, okay. So I did that, but I also want to add the flower. So yeah, that's dry. I think I can make this. Work. I'd have to line up the stencils. Okay, so I can see which one I wanted to use. I think it's that one, because this was the one. Because I could do that with. Where's the? I was trying to figure out. Yeah, because I think this little wafer die. I'm just trying to figure out where, because I'm not going to use the wafer die. I'm just going to stencil directly onto the inside of the card. But I was looking at where exactly. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so if I take this and I rotate it 90 degrees. Because it'll fit right there. Okay, this will make sense in a second. I know what I'm doing. Hopefully. Hopefully. So we take that and we'll take the amethyst and my little blending brush. Okay. I have trouble being messy. Oh, I get it. I 100% get it. You know, like I clean, my stencils. I clean my things. But if they get stained, it's fine. I don't like things being dirty. But if they get stained, etc., that's okay. Like, everything still works. Like I said, I never clean my blending brushes. I got a little fruit fly in here. Go away. But yeah, it's become a weird, and again, I've been doing this. Ooh, I should have masked off. I was too busy talking. It'll be fine. It's fine, hopefully. Actually, I can probably erase some of that. Here we go. Get over here. Okay. I got my little eraser. We're good. We're good. It'll be fine. Not too worried about it. Because again, perfection's overrated. There. Use my eraser. Fixed up that little oops. And then we have to rotate that. Haha. Like so. And then what I need to do is just take a little bit of Post-it tape. Oop, sorry. Knocked over the thinger. And then I'm just going to use Post-it tape so that this time I don't get past there. There we go. And then I can add the little greenery bit with that one. There we go. So we added that little bit. Oh, it's so cute. This could be a clean and simple card front too. And I just need, where's the centers? I just need a center for my flower, which will be this one. Doesn't really matter. Just line it up, however. And then, are you rubbing hard with the eraser? It never seems to work for me. I wasn't actually rubbing very hard at all. It's going to depend on a lot of factors when you get like an ink smear. It's going to depend on the cardstock you're working on. It's going to depend on what you used and how much has like seeped into the cardstock. Because if I tried to use the eraser on like this, where I've stamped it and I'd stamped it twice, the chance of me being able to erase any of that, pretty much slim to none. Like I would go right through the cardstock. But because I had just lightly, went over the edge with a stencil and there was just that light little bit, that was why I was able to erase it. But if I'd slapped on like a heavy amount of ink, it's a hit and a miss. But this is heavyweight cardstock and it was just a very light amount of ink. And depending on what it is, sometimes it's just not worth trying to remove and I would add, bling, but since it was on the inside, it was easy to just erase it and move on. So there's the inside. Get this out of the way. Because yeah, we always got to have something on the inside of the card. My card base is a top folding A2 white note card, by the way, as always. Just reinforce that fold. There we go. And then, oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, I got that. Oh, and then for my sentiments, I need to die cut them. So we're gonna die cut. Let's get that moved over. Die cut the sentiments. So I'm going to use the coordinating wafer die for the thanks sentiment. Get that lined up. And tape it. Get in your... There we go. Tape it into place. There we go. And then... Boop. Save the rest of the cardstock for a future project. Because waste not, want not. Okay, do that. And then for this guy, I'm going to use one of my little sentiment label wafer dies that I've used a bajillion times. Oh, and I'm going to stick that little wafer die back to the packaging so I don't lose it. Where's my tape? There it is. Okay. Doop. Doop. Here we go. So line up that like so. And then we can die cut it. It's got that, move that over. And we die cut. Okay. There we go. For me, there's a difference between dirty and discolored. I can do discolored, but not dirty. Exactly. Like I said, I don't let things get dirty per se. Although again, my office is an absolute disaster, but that's just its own thing. But yeah, things that get stained or whatever, that doesn't faze me at all. But actual like grime, dirt, grime, dust, that gets cleaned up. But everything else, yeah. It's all good. There we go. Get that out of there. So we got our sentiments. Don't want to lose that wafer die. Let's pop that guy. Oh, love it. Okay, and I want to put him back in the packaging as well, because last thing I need is to misplace a wafer die. Where's the packaging? There it is. There it is. And then, okay. Thank you, everybody. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. Brain. I was like, what am I doing? I think I want to trim this down a little bit, just a smidge. Just a bit. Yeah. We're going to trim this down a little bit. There we go. Thank you for making figures. Some folks are already on to Valentine's. Well, yeah, Valentine's is coming up. Especially for makers, it's the time. I haven't started my Valentine series. Same thing. I've had people get kind of upset. And I get it. Valentine's for some can be very triggering. I get it. My Valentine's series, because I've been doing a Valentine series for, I don't even know how, over a decade, I think. The vast majority of Valentines I make are not specifically Valentines. Like, I make them because it's like, who other than your significant other, you know, or your kids or those sorts of people, who are you going to actually send Valentines to? So I'll do them in the theme of Valentine's, but they're like friendship, thank you, funny, rude, whatever, you know? But yeah. Okay, I'll take a quarter inch, maybe not quite that much. Let's do like 1/8 of an inch off each side. Just, you know. So it'll end up being 4 by 5 1/4 inches. Yeah. And then where's that little sentiment? I need him to. How do I want to do this? Just wait. I'm going to put the things. Yeah, I'm just going to trim him down. So I'm going to, there we go. I think I missed something, but I think we're good. Everything should be good. Okay. I'm gonna trim this. Some people just use scissors. I cannot, like, I have no problem fussy cutting, doing things, but for me to like cut a straight, I can't do it. I can't. Like, I'm not gonna do it right now, but it's like if I went to try and cut, and I think that time I probably got it perfectly straight on a live. Like, seriously, Amy. I did too. That's never happened. I can't cut a straight line to save my life, and I just did it. to prove my point that I can't cut a straight line, I cut it perfectly straight. It's never going to happen again. Anyway, I use my paper cutter because it's just better. Oh, that's hilarious. There we go. And then, of course, we didn't lose them. We're good. Everything's good. Paper cutter for the win. It's only a dumb fluke when I'm trying to prove my point, and then I prove that I'm a liar and I can cut a straight line. Whatever. Anyway. Okay. Here we go. And then Big Mama foam tape, just to give a little bit of dimension to this. So, I'm gonna pop that on the back. And for that, I use my Simon scissors because they are my go-to foam tape scissors. So I'll put that on her like so. You jinxed yourself. Yeah, pretty much. There we go. And there we go. Okay. Got my little bits of foam tape. And then get the backing off of here. There we go. Okay. card is in proper orientation. I'm not sticking it on upside down or backwards because you gotta check that because you never know. I don't think it really matters which way we go with this, but we're just gonna make sure. A little harder to center when it's white on white basically, but that looks about right. There we go. And then, oh yeah, I'm going to use that card. I'm going to die cut a couple more pieces of this because I am not dealing with those little fiddly bits and foam tape. Heck no. There we go. Like that. I'll just die cut a couple more sentiments and we can just stack them together. That is easier. And that will also keep me from swearing on a live because, you know, that happens. So we'll do like 2 more. That'll be enough. That'll be enough. Okay. So got that. Let's die cut these. Boop. Boop. Make sure I don't have any pieces stuck in there. Okay. There we go. And then we can run this through. And then perfect. Okay. So pop this one. Actually, that came out one piece. Perfect. Die cut it a second time. There we go. Okay. All right. Get me there. All right. Now I know what I'm doing. And again, put the wafer die back in the package so that I don't lose it. Get in your home. There we go. And pop out those little bits. And then this one. That. And then we just need to adhere these together. And for that, I'll use my Craft Tacky glue, which I purposely made sure to unclog before I went live because I still love this tool. And I said that in when I did a review of it, which was at closer to the beginning of this year, because every time I use this on a live, people ask. One, it's listed and linked in the supplies. It's a precision glue press. But yeah, I reviewed it. I think it was in March. That's when I posted my review. And yeah, mine clogs all the time. I have never had a glue not clog. Doesn't matter what brand, what tool or bottle or fine tip, whatever is in it, doesn't matter. They all clog. At least for me. And I don't care. I have a whole pin cushion next to me with little pins in it. I just unclog it and go on about my day. I don't worry about it. So we're gonna stack these together with the Craft Tacky glue. And then that way my sentiment has more dimension. And this is way easier and less stressful than trying to put little tiny bits of foam tape on the back of little fiddly bits like that. Because I just don't have the patience for that at all. No patience. Okay. Yeah, glue just clogs. It is what it is. And even with this, and it's got that little, like, you know, silicone rubber piece on it. And mine does. I make sure that mine is sitting, you know, in the chamber, and it will still clog. It's just the nature of glue. And you can, with this specifically, you can prevent it by like putting the lid back on every night. Do I do that? No. And I don't use this to unclog it either. I don't know why. I have my little pins. It works. It works for me. It's like I've been making cards for over 20 years and clogged glue is just part of it. And it doesn't bother me. It's just another one of those things. Okay. Making sure everything is glued together. And then I just use these little sewing pins. I don't keep them in my glue though either. If you have the little glue bottles that you keep one of these pins in, you need to make sure that the type of pin you get is stainless steel, so that it doesn't rust. Because I've seen that, and I've had it happen when I had some of the fun, and I just stuck a random pin in it, and it turned the glue brown, which is gross. But yeah, I have no idea what these are. Just the little cheaper ones, but I keep them in a little pin cushion, and that's what I use when this gets clogged. I can just go in there, dig out the little bit because it's always like right there, so I can usually just dig it right out, and we're good. It takes 3 seconds, wipe off the glue, stick my pin back, and I've been using the same pin for years. So, anyway, there we go. But that too, I have had that with, and that's what I didn't like about the little fine tip bottles where you keep the pin in. I have had that happen where the pin, not only did it clog, but it solidified and like kept the pin in, and then trying to pull the pin out, yes, the little head came off. And I've even had it in a past one that I even tried to use pliers to grab the pin and pull, and it wouldn't, like it was fused together. Like the glue was not strong, which is funny. So, it is what it is. Anyway, we're gonna adhere our sentiment. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Everything's good. I think everything's good. So now we can adhere our die cut sentiment just like so. Burp, 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 burp. Sound effects always make everything work better. I don't know. Okay, and again, make sure my card is, right way up. Everything's lined up. I'm gonna stick him right there. I like it. I like it. It works. It works. We're good. Where's one of my magnets? I'll just stick that on here to hold everything down. Yes. And then this little guy, I'll just use a little piece because I know I had a little, this might be oh no, it'll still work. I'll just use a little piece of the Big Mama tape to adhere the little sentiment strip, because why not? So we'll stick that there, and then I just need one more little bit. There we go. And cut off that little bit. There we go. There we go. Stick that right there. And then I've got to peel off. There we go. Yes. And then we just got to add some bling. And then while I'm adding the bling, which there it is. I was like, while I'm adding the bling, the unpaid intern is gonna pick a winner. Yeah, my nail polish kind of does go with the card. It's not quite matchy. On screen, it looks very similar to this color. It's actually not. My nails are not. In real life, it's not really match. It matches more with this color. It's funny. It's funny how the screen makes it look different. I was like, what am I doing? Picking a winner. Oh, you have to come in here? You better not get me sick. Yes. I was like, no germs. No germs. Ah! Okay. How do I want to do this? I want to add some bling. Maybe kind of tuck them in. There we go. I like that better. Yeah, if I tuck them in like that. And then like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Where's my jewel tool finger? There we go. Okay. Gonna adhere these down with the Craft Tacky glue. Here we go. Just like so. And get that pressed into place. Yes. Okay. Oh, and these were the Taffy Pawsitively Dazzling Gems. They're linked with the supplies, but yeah, they always look so flat, like on camera. They don't look pretty, but in real life, and when I tilt them in the light, you can see better. But yeah, it's funny how the way the light picks up on them, but when it's like this, it's like those just look like dark blobs. What the heck? Yeah. It's weird how things on the screen look just odd. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then we've got a winner, Thomas H. from Syracuse, Utah.
Yep.
So that's our winner. I will, like I said in the beginning, because of the postal strike, which is technically now over, not fully, but they're working on it. I am not officially mailing anything out until the end of January. I'm just piling up the winners. Everything is, it's going to be addressed and ready to go, but I am not going near a post office because I'm not going to add to the pile of everything. So, but yeah, congratulations to, Thomas H. from Syracuse. That's fun. And there's our finished card. So we've got the 3D emboss. I love that faux gilded effect. Michelle Short is, like I said, she's a genius. She is a genius. Love it. So yeah. And then our inside. The sentiment and just a simple little stencil flower. How fun was that? Love it. This was fun. This was fun. Okay. I think I can. There we go. Everything worked. Who'd have thunk? I even cut a straight line. What the heck? It's like nothing works for weeks and months, literal weeks and months on end, and then everything for whatever stupid reason just has no problems. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. It's so hard to figure out what the issues are with all things. But yeah, this worked. I love how this turned out. I'm a sucker for jewel tones, always will be. And again, those that might have tuned in a little later, everything is listed and linked in the description box below the video. It's also pinned in the live chat at the very top. You can click on it, it'll take you to my blog. Everything's listed and linked. Those were the colors, plus that one, that I used. So Raindrop, Taffy, Amethyst, Iris, and Gingerbread. And then, yeah, that was so fun. I'm going to have to use this embossing folder and stencil again. It's really pretty. It's so pretty. And I'm going to definitely do this like little faux gilded thinger with the little blending foams and stuff. I love that because I want to experiment too with different colors of my, because I have so many metallic watercolors, so you can never go wrong with gold ever, but it's kind of fun to play with some of the other colors. So as always, and I mean this, stay tuned. I will have videos coming. I will have one coming probably tomorrow and the next day for sure. And because you got month end, gotta get the videos in time. And yeah, who knows how many videos I'll have come up this week, because yes, it is New Year's, but I still gotta work, man. Being self-employed is great. You gotta work, gotta make them monies, pay them bills. As one of my favorite K-pop groups says, gotta work, gotta make purse. Love it. Love it. No idea if anyone knows what group I'm talking about, because yeah, when it comes to K-pop, that's not usually big in card making, but yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I very much appreciate it. Appreciate all of you, that whether you watch live, those that don't watch the lives but prefer, my edited videos, whatever floats your boat. It's, I like doing both. I love doing the lives. It's fun interacting with you guys and doing things in real time. And yeah, I hope everyone did have, good holidays, happy New Year's. Like I said, I'll have videos coming up for New Year's. I've got piles of products and ideas and editing to get done, and so many things. It never ends. It never ends. And then yeah, still dealing with, hopefully this week, some of the packages. Julie, it's neither of them. Not BTS and not 2PM. There's more. I'm not huge into K-pop. I only know very few. Because there are so many artists and so many groups. So many. I can't even keep up with them all. But yeah, I've got a few that I like to listen to and bop out to. My other favorite right now is Rosie and Bruno Mars. APT. I'm like, anyway, I like to listen to that stuff when I'm like doing the thing. Not like it was a tease. I'm not going to keep bugging you. It's a tease. That's the at tease. ATEEZ is the name of the group. And yeah, gotta work, gotta make purse. So anywho, you love K-pop. Yeah, they've got some. There's some good music. It's earworms. They sit. So anyway, yeah, that's like one of the few songs like that I know of it. I saw them in concert earlier this year, so that was a very interesting experience. Like hardcore fans. And they were so nice. Like it was the experience was it was the hottest day. Literally, it was so hot. It was kind of awful. It was awful. Things went very wrong and there was so much stuff, but people were so kind, and yeah, the fans, and they like trading things, and they make little like gifts to give people, like other fans, before like it was just a completely foreign experience to me, and I very much enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm now a like little K-pop stan, sort of. Anyway, yeah, that was the randomness. Anyway, I think that was all the things. Okay. Also, before I forget, I will do all the little updates. Like I'll take the photos and add it to my blog and social medias and all the things. And then yeah, just stay tuned. I will have other videos coming. Oh, and then the holiday cards. Still planning on doing those. I had quite a positive response to that because I posted a holiday card video just a couple days ago. Yeah, because I finally got the chance to edit and upload it. I will hopefully do one or two. We'll see. At least one, but you never know. I might do a couple a month of holiday cards. I need to like set everything up for a 2025 series, obviously, because it's me making for the upcoming season. Because yeah, I did not get to near the videos I wanted to do, the ones I needed to do, again, because of the postal strike. Like I missed out on doing a hop. And so I have this stuff sitting here that I still need to use that just arrived. And it's because I was supposed to do a hop with Lawn Fawn and Altenew. So I've got like these cute sets and stems. Oh, I love it. So yeah, I have more holiday cards to make, and I don't want to lose that stuff. So I have literal catching up to do work wise, and other stuff that's that still hasn't shown up. Things that I've ordered, etc., that were specifically holiday themed. So rather than just hold it all till later, it's like, no, maybe I'll be able to squeeze in a couple. We'll see. We'll see. I always say this at this time of year that I'm like, I'm going to do it all year long. I'm going to make holiday cards and include, and it's like, and then I've never done it because I'm so over it. But I'm hoping maybe this year I can squeeze in 1 or 2 a month, because then it's just not so jam packed, from basically like the end of August till Christmas. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm not sure exactly when I'll get to the lawn. It'll probably be a couple weeks before I actually, because I have other things I need to do first, plus like new releases, everything. But I was so excited when that thankfully finally showed up, and yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll do a little video for that, and yeah, some of them might be a little more generic. We'll see. I think I've caught up with everything. And yes, yeah, like Julie says, like it kind of sometimes doesn't matter. It's just regardless of anything I show, you don't need to have the exact same supplies, the exact same things. You can just take the idea, take the technique, the color combo, whatever, and apply it to what you want to do. That's why I do what I do, but yeah, I think that's all the last bits of housekeeping and me rambling. I now have a mess to clean up, and editing, and 5 million other things to do, as always. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll be seeing y'all in upcoming videos. I always make promises that you never know, I might do a bonus live here and there. So I might do a bonus live here and there. You never know. You never know. It might work. I always get more confident when I'm doing a live, and this one just works. Everything worked. All my tech worked, So I'm like, yeah. So at the bare minimum, Sundays, 2 p.m. Central. That's our schedule. So I'll for sure see y'all next Sunday, but you never know. And yeah. Doodly doodly doo. I think we're good. So yeah, Happy New Year to everyone. I'll have another video coming up most likely tomorrow. Monday and Tuesday for sure. I have new videos coming. And then we'll just see after that. And then I think you should do a couple Christmas cards here and there through the year. That is my plan, because I do make a lot of them, because I send out a lot of them. And it makes me feel better to have like a stash building up at way ahead of time, so that I don't feel like I have to scramble, because that's not a fun feeling. Okay, so there was a bug. Gross. I will talk to you guys later. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you all in another video really soon. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!